Environment. How to be less self-conscious. Being bullied, criticized, excluded, or forgotten by your peers, teachers.
Come on, fight back!
Extended family members and other people can cause you to become overly self-conscious.
She just is not like us at all.
Environment. Such a good example that if you have the self-confidence,
of course it takes a lot of discipline and work to get there, to be perfect.
You have the self-consciousness that you have because of the environment you're in.
Well, what am I now?
You're an 8.
There's a show called Gossip Girl, and that show is basically a bunch of rich kids that go through this ridiculous drama, and a lot of it's not even practical. But anyway, they go through this drama where if you hang out with one crew, then you can't hang out with another person. You hang out with one girl, then you can't hang out with the other girl. And it turns these people that were one way into other people that they originally weren't, but because of their environment, they morph into that person.
All right then, it's morphin' time!
If you've never been around people who go to church and who are Christian or Mormon or Scientologist, if you've never been around those people, and then all of a sudden you're thrown in an environment where that's all you do, and you do it also, you're in turn going to turn into that person. That's not right and that's not wrong, but that's the power of our environment. If you never cuss and you're around people who start cussing and all they do is cuss, you'd be surprised how you may not turn into a full-fledged person who all they do is cuss, but you'd be surprised how every now and then a bad word can seep out here or there just because the environment we're at. People who live in the Caribbean islands, they act different from people who live in Las Vegas, Nevada. People who live in Las Vegas, Nevada, they act different from people who live in Middle America because the environment creates the type of clothes we wear, the type of people we are, the type of people we hang out with, the way we act in public, the way we do what we do is all caused by environment. People who are self-conscious, one of the main ingredients of why that is because the environment.
I'm surrounded by idiots!
They're around and surrounded by people who are self-conscious. They're around and surrounded by people who aren't confident with what they do. They're around and surrounded by people who are very sheltered.
Dad, don't take this wrong, but your expression doesn't fill me with confidence.
There's nothing wrong with being sheltered, but that's just one of the things that happens when you're sheltered. You don't have a lot of confidence in what you do because you don't get out much. People who are forced to be uncomfortable.
I'm not comfortable or uncomfortable with it.
A lot of times they have high self-esteem.
I can do anything better than you.
They aren't self-conscious because they're forced to do things over and over and over again, and they become used to failure. And when someone becomes used to failure, but they don't let that stop them, they become successful. Not because they're great, it's just because they failed enough to learn how to do it right. So be very careful in the environment. I don't have kids yet, but my kids were like, hey mom, hey dad, I'm gonna go to a party where they're gonna do a bunch of cocaine and they're gonna be doing nothing but drinking alcohol. I'm not gonna want my kids in that environment because even if my kid doesn't want to do that, but if they see enough of that and they're around it enough, no matter who that person is, many of the times they end up starting to drink. They end up starting to do the drugs because that's just what they're around. So be very careful of your environment.
Take it back.
If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share this video on social media right now. Subscribe to this channel on YouTube, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.